Ladies, you did it. You've actually did it. You finished the 21 days. You finished the entire program. You have gone through a life-changing, transformative experience. I believe so, from all your comments and all the shifts and all the improvements in your symptoms and just the way you are seeing food differently. If you feel that nothing has shifted for you, and I know that that's not the case for the majority of you, but if you feel like nothing has shifted for you, the one thing that you can say will never be the same is that you will never be looking at food the same way again. You will never, ever, no matter what you decide, how you decide to continue to move forward, you will never look at the way that you used to eat in the same way right now as you did a month ago. Completely changed. You're going to look at food differently. You're going to look at the food in the supermarket differently. You're going to go out and eat with your friends and think about what you're choosing differently. Even if you don't choose differently, it's going to be in the back of your mind somewhere. You're going to always have this new paradigm. You have shifted your paradigm of what healthy actually is, what it means to go back to nature, what it means to take back control of your health, what it means to understand your body, what it means that when your body gives you a symptom, that's not a reason to be scared. It's not a reason for you to worry. And that in reality, when your body gives you a symptom, it's how your body communicates with you. So never again are you going to be in a place where you're feeling scared or disempowered or take information at face value. You've learned to question everything. You've learned to get the right answer that feels good for you, the one that makes you feel powerful, the one that makes you feel like you know how to move forward when it comes to your health. So I want you to take a moment today to think about that. We're also going to do this today, but think about everything you've learned in this program and think about where you were just a month ago versus where you are right now and how you're going to take this information and move forward, because you're not done just because we're done. We're not done. You're not done healing. Healing takes many, 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 many months. So for those of you who are still experiencing whether detox symptoms or whether you still have symptoms of an autoimmune or whether you have skin issues and they're still popping up, healing takes time. What I've done here is I've showed you how to create a foundation so that you can continue to move forward on your healing journey and continue to tweak it and continue to understand how your body works. So by no means are you finished today. This is just our time is finished. Your healing journey, you've started it, you've jump-started it, and it's going to continue to stay with you. So huge congratulations to all of you. I want you to think about how you can celebrate yourself today in a non-food way. I know we always use food to celebrate anything, happy occasions, milestones, birthdays, you name it. But I want you today to think about a way to celebrate yourself, to celebrate the end of this program that has nothing to do with going out and eating. What can you do for yourself? A self-care practice, time off, a gift you want to buy yourself because you have actually completed something huge. And as women, we don't typically take time out to congratulate ourselves. We're really good at celebrating other people, but not so good at celebrating ourselves. So take some time to celebrate yourself in a way that is meaningful and not food related. All right. And here's what I want us to do today. I'll give you about 5 minutes to think about what were your 3 biggest lessons / wins / breakthroughs in this program. The 3 biggest ones. So that could be healing a symptom, or it could be learning something specifically about food that you didn't know. Anything, there's no right or wrong answer, but I want you to focus on the 3 biggest ones for you. And then we're going to go around and you're going to share them. So take a few minutes if you want to write these down. And when you're all done thinking about it, and when you have your 3, just raise your hand up so that I know that we're ready to go.
Hi, Dana. I just joined. Can you please tell me the 3 questions again? I missed them. Thank you.
Let me put them in the chat. Super easy. 1 second. Can you all see the chat? I'm just going to copy paste in here. while you're doing that, I have a question here from Rania. My hands have become really dry despite using the coconut oil. I love that this program brought us back to nature, except for needing to take supplements from now on. What will happen if we're unable to take them? So let me answer that for you. If you continue to eat the way that I've shown you on this program, you don't have to take the supplements. The supplements, like I said, are an extra. I said that at the beginning when I discussed supplements, they're an extra. If you feel like, and we put them in when we feel there are certain deficiencies, but you don't have to keep taking supplements for the rest of your life, especially if you don't have access to the brands that I've recommended, or if you're not able to find a brand that doesn't have a whole list of additives that's doing more harm than good, then you don't need to. You can leave it out. But if for whatever reason you revert back to eating less than nutrient dense foods. So less than nutrient dense, meaning you're not getting all the fruits and vegetables every single day, then where are those nutrients going to come from? Again, the supplements are not going to give you everything, but they're going to help a little bit. So I need you to focus first and foremost on your food foundation. As long as that's straightforward, then you're good to go. If you have specific issues, but I would always recommend for women anyway, magnesium is a must. It's been so many years and years and years and years and years of being deficient in such an important mineral that I would say magnesium is a must. It's a must for regulating your mood. It's a must for sleep. It's a must for if you have period cramps. It's a must for relaxation. It's a must for stress. So I would say if you had to really, really just choose one or two, I would do magnesium and I would do vitamin C for the immunity. If you just had to choose two and you don't want to worry about all the other ones, do those. All right. As for your hands, so what happens with dry skin in general, it could be an underlying thyroid issue. Typically, that's what thyroid does. It could be when the body is releasing acidity, when toxins, and that's one of the ways the body releases through the skin. Remember, so one of the ways it does that is through acne, rashes, pimples, dandruff, and then dry, flaky skin is another one. So this is just one of the ways your body is releasing toxins. So it could just take time. If the coconut oil is not working, you might want to try shea butter. You might want to try Arij aromatherapy, have a good moisturizing lotion to get you through. It could also be that it's made worse with the weather, right? When the weather gets colder. So you want to make sure that you're just supporting the body as it's releasing the toxins. This could take some time, but there is a reason for it. So it's just, again, the body releasing through the skin. Your skin is your largest organ. Remember, largest organ and a detox organ also. Lubna, the chat is disabled. Oh, shoot. Okay, so I don't know how to get it to you. Okay, well, anyway, Lubna, the three questions are basically, what are your three biggest wins or breakthroughs or lessons? So just three. It could be one of each, a win and a breakthrough and a lesson, or it could be three biggest breakthroughs, or it could be three biggest lessons. Like I said, no right or wrong. Oh, Marianne has her answers already. Okay. I'll give you all 5 minutes until you're all done, and then we'll start sharing. Did you get that, Lubna? Three biggest wins, breakthroughs, lessons.
Yeah, I got it. Thank you. I wrote it down and
Okay.
I'm trying to think them through. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. You're welcome. It is. I'm sure you learned a lot more than that, Manel. If you want to add a few more, go ahead. I wanted you to think about at least 3 big ones. I'm not going to tell you, if you want to add 3 more, I'm not going to tell you don't, but I needed you to at least get 3 big ones in there. So if you want to add more, go ahead. I don't know what's up with the chat, ladies. Angie, go ahead and put it in the Q&A where you typed. That's working fine, and I can see that, no problem. All right, ladies, who wants to start? Who wants to share? Dina, I think you had your hand up first. You want to go ahead?
Yes, Dana, sure.
Perfect.
And I have 2 big wins, which is thinking of the consequences of putting anything in my mouth before I do put it. If I have something nice that I love to eat, I started to think what will happen then. This is my first win. My second win is that I started to like fruits and vegetables because I didn't used to like them. And also I have another one, which is using food to heal. I never thought of using any type of food to heal. And this is what happened. Of course, I was in the beginning of the course, I was not around because I was away, but I was able to catch up with the videos and everything. And I intend to have them because you will give us a link anyway.
Yes.
So it will be, my biggest win is that it's going to be a live process.
Amazing.
It's not going to end here.
Amazing.
Thanks to you, Dana.
Amazing. Yeah. I mean, understanding that it's everything you put in your mouth has an impact, that it's up to you, that it's not random, that the reactions your body gives you and the things you're feeling are a direct result of what you are choosing to put in your mouth. This is a huge one. Because we're never taught that, right? We're just taught to just eat whatever you want. And that the only impact that the food might have is on weight. We're never, ever taught the link between food and healing, which is the other thing that she's learned, which is amazing. And I'm so happy for you. And definitely the fact that you have made the very conscious decision to make this a lifestyle, please. I hope that everybody does, is key. It's key to how you're going to move forward in your life and the kind of future self that you're going to have. So amazing. Thank you. Nina.
Thank you.
Welcome. Who would like to go next? Lubna?
Yes, I would. Thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. That's the first big thank you. Several points. I hope there are more than 3, so I hope you don't mind.
Go ahead.
I wrote them down.
Okay.
Healing is more important than losing weight. That was an eye-opener.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I'm more conscious of what I eat. Number 3, I changed my way of thinking. You changed my way of thinking. You actually revolutionized is a better way of putting it. And it definitely has repercussions on my lifestyle and cooking. I love to cook. So I'm always thinking of interesting things and creative ways, because I have a household. I mean, I have my husband, my kids. So yeah. And I stopped all oils. All oils. I stopped all oils, and I'm only using extra virgin olive oil. in
Amazing.
everything,
Amazing.
in everything.
Good.
Stopped all sugar. And another realization that fruits and vegetables are filling. You don't starve. I
Right?
didn't think that before.
Yeah.
You don't starve, actually.
You don't.
Another thing is moderation is not the answer.
Mhm.
You can't be moderate with harmful stuff.
No.
It's exactly like saying, I'll only smoke 1 or 2 cigarettes a day.
Right?
And
Exactly.
that's being moderate.
Yes.
No, that's not being moderate.
Right.
So, I mean, that's another thing that we have to work with. My challenges. I still have the cravings. I still crave the bread, the rice, the cheese, the dairy. I love dairy food. So this is the dairy products. They're one of my weaknesses. I still don't know what I'm going to do with that. I'm looking for vegan cheese recipes. Unfortunately, most of the ingredients aren't readily available in Egypt. So
Yeah.
that's another challenge.
Yeah.
One of the most important things that I also learned that we've been abusing our bodies for decades. And this accumulation of abuse is bound to show up and catch up with us.
Yeah.
And thankfully, of course, we all get sick and some of us have chronic, and all of us, most of us at our age, we have chronic conditions, but it's never too late to زي ما نقول نلحق نفسنا. And I think this is like a wake-up call. Yes. I don't think that anything happens by chance. I think it was meant to be that we meet you and we listen to what you're saying to put us on the right path. So for that, I really thank you. And I thank all the beautiful ladies. I learned a lot from every single one of you. And the support was amazing. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to attend the last week. I was always out of the house attending to an emergency. So and I couldn't connect. So I'm hoping to see the videos once more and learn more. So thank you again. The last question I have is, what next with you? I mean, do you add us to a large group, or how do we continue with you? Do we go on this detox journey alone or another time? After how long? And these are just, where do we go from now with you, our relationship with you? Because I definitely think that most of us would like to keep in touch and continue with you. So I don't know how that will work. Thank you. Thank you again.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you, Lubna. Let me just answer your questions backwards. To continue with me is to join the detox again. That's the best way, because you also said, do we do it on our own? Yeah, you're doing it on your own in all cases. All of you are moving forward with this process on your own. So it just because today is our last day of the actual program doesn't mean you're going to stop the process. In terms of, do you need to specifically do a deep detox? That I always recommend doing a deep, as in the 9 days, the deep detox at least 4 times a year. So once a season, and in between that, you're always eating clean. You're always finding that balance for yourself. Maybe you do a couple of days of juicing in the middle here or there, but you're always eating clean as your lifestyle. And then as needed, but definitely at least 4 times a year, you're doing the deep detox. So maybe when you 4 times a year, once a season, you want to come back into the detox program to be guided through the deep detox. I definitely highly recommend that. Some people might want to just need this, just being in a group as they turn this into a lifestyle, like, because you're going to keep doing this ongoing. It's not finished today. You might want to continue to stay in the group for the support. Whether you actually do the 9 days or the deep detox every single time, that'll be up to you, because you've done it already. You've gone through that process. But yeah, I do every single month. I do the detox, with the exception of December. I'm off in December, and the summer. So July and August, I'm also off. But the rest of the year, every single month, I run around of this. Including Ramadan, which is a little bit of a different one. We don't do the deep detox in Ramadan. So every single month, you have the opportunity, based on how you're moving forward with the clean eating, where your mindset is. You know, there's going to be some months where you feel like really on top of it, really on top of your game. It's very easy. It's second nature. And then you're going to feel, for whatever reason, something might happen in your life. You're like, no, you know what? I need the guidance. I need the community. I need the support. And then you'd come back and join the program again. So that's, but if you're not in a program and you email me or you message me and you need help with something, of course I'm going to answer you. Like, so our relationship it's not over just because you're not inside one of my programs. But obviously inside the programs, you get the more, you know, like you get my eyes and ears on you on a regular basis. If you're showing up, like if you're posting questions and you're showing up on the calls, you have a better chance of getting your questions answered. But I'm always available. Like you know, if I'm not on vacation and it's not a weekend and you message me and something's going on with you, of course I'm going to be there to help you. The other thing you asked about vegan cheese. So vegan cheese, you can find the best quality vegan cheese in Cairo is from Cashew Egypt. She makes really great vegan cheese because it's all nut based. It's not made with soy. She doesn't have additives and fillers. I think sometimes she uses nutritional yeast, which is not the best thing. But if you're just occasionally having a little bit of vegan cheese, then that's all right to try it from her. And it's great because it's local. Do not get those packaged ones. It's called, I think, Veganiz or something in the supermarkets. Do not get that one. Other than that, for your cravings, Lubna, go and have, because this is part of the process, go and have your regular cheese and your bread or whatever food you're craving. You actually need to go and experience that to see, you know, one, how is your body going to react to it right now? Having it, because sometimes in our mind, something is bigger and better than the reality. After you have it, did it fulfill you the way that you thought that it would? Is it still as amazing as you thought that it is? And is it something you still want to incorporate moving forward? So don't leave yourself in this questioning phase and I'm still craving and I'm missing. Go and have it. Go and have it. Food is just an experiment. Go and have it and get the answers. You're not going to get your answers until you actually, first of all, think about why you're craving them, because we know it's not a physical craving anymore. So as I told you in the Facebook post, think about it. What are the emotions around it? What are the occasions around it? And then go and have it and see how your body reacts to it and see how then what is your reaction to how your body reacts to it and take it from there. So don't leave yourself, you know, wondering and questioning and using willpower to hold yourself back. Go and have it. You've created a different baseline for your body now. Your body is going to be able to overcome whatever it is you have in a very different way than you were a month ago. And you have the awareness, your body has the awareness, you have the tools, and your body's in healing mode. So unless you decide to go completely back to how you were a month ago, your body's still working with you. It's right now, you and your body are on the same page. You're on the same energy. Your body is working with you to heal. And part of healing is taking a step backward and reevaluating and trying those things that we thought we loved and couldn't live without. See how they're going to serve you now. So do that.
Okay. Did you see my comment about how I'm today? I feel horrible. Yes, last night I took a handful of nuts and a sip. Yeah. And a sip of the detox water. I think it is the detox water that made me sick, because I don't think the nuts can cause all this tummy ache, discomfort, runny nose, and my body's aching all over, unless I caught a cold or something. I'm not sure, because I have all the symptoms.
In all of those three instances, whether you think you caught a cold or it's the nuts or it's the detox water, these are detox symptoms. You're not sick. So if there's one thing I also want you to start rethinking about as you all move forward, that there's no such thing as the body getting sick. There is a body that is reacting. It's reacting. So all it's doing, whether it's a virus, whether it's the nuts, whether it's the water, whether it's all three, all your body is doing now, it's getting rid of some kind of a toxin. If it's the virus, your body's, it's not, the body hasn't broken down. The body's working for you. It's getting rid of it. If it's the nuts, yes, they can definitely elicit a reaction. Nuts are inflammatory. Remember, they're not the most amazing health foods that they're meant to be. They are on the inflammatory list. So definitely they could have, if it was a mix of nuts, if for whatever reason they weren't raw, if they're for whatever reason you bought them and they have salt, or they have kind of anything on them that you're not sure, they can definitely give you those reactions. If it's the detox water, well, those are all very, very deep detoxing ingredients. So if you didn't have the nuts and you just had that water, it's possible, because it's their job to go in and clear out pathogens, that you had the lemons and the limes and ginger and whatever it was in maybe a concentrated form, that they triggered a deeper layer of detox. So they're getting rid of toxins for you. So in all three scenarios, it's a good thing.
I thought that the water, sorry, I thought the detox water went bad because it was not in the fridge. This is, you know what I mean?
No, but these are lemons or like, these are not things that go, like, you can keep lemons and oranges outside of your fridge and they're not going to go bad, right? So
okay.
It's not like it was rotting or something, right? No.
No? Oh, okay. I thought, well, thank you. Okay.
Okay. Does that answer all your questions?
Yes, it does. Yeah, but regarding the vegan, I was going to prepare it myself, and I actually started ordering the cashew nuts.
Okay.
So I'll let everyone know if I come up with an interesting recipe.
Okay.
Yeah. What about the dairy milk? I mean the dairy products, the yogurt.
No.
The yogurt. I love yogurt.
No.
No?
Dairy increases your risk for women, especially, like, we leave everything else aside, it's going to raise risk of breast cancer. So, like, it's not something like, if you want to have a yogurt once a month, right? Or like a one-off, but the way that we've consumed yogurt in the past, like every night, like it's good to have
daily.
Daily, right? Or, we have milk every morning, or we have cheese every day. No, it's full of not only the hormones of the cow and the added hormones of the cow, but it is one of the foods that increase your risk of breast cancer.
But if you say that nuts are inflammatory, what about almond milk?
Well, the same thing, right? So if you've experienced, what happened to you now, you're going to have to sort of, like you said, you're going to have to wait and reintroduce things on their own to see. So you're going to have to reintroduce the nuts that you had separately to see if your body has a reaction. What happens with the nut milks, though, is because you're just extracting, it's different than having the whole nut. It can be a little bit easier on the body, but not necessarily, right? Again, you're going to have to see, not just because it's vegan and almond milk and it's supposed to be healthy means that it's actually truly healthy for you. It's a little bit better alternative than dairy milk, but not necessarily the best alternative if you have a reaction to nuts, or if your body doesn't want nuts, if your body just is, and nuts are inflammatory. So if that happens to you, it's not that there's something wrong with you, it is a possibility with nuts.
Can I ask you a question? What is your diet? What do you eat?
When I'm at home, most of the day, I'll have a juice in the morning and then a juice at midday, either a juice or leftover vegetables from the night before, and then vegetables and a piece of protein for dinner. And I have a coffee with almond milk.
You have a coffee? How could you?
It's the thing. Because
that's your craving?
No, I have a coffee because I love my coffee, but I don't drink a lot. I never finish it. So let's say I order a cup of coffee, like the regular medium size. I only drink this much. So I never finish a full cup ever. I literally have a fourth of a cup every day, if you want to measure it. But on my regular days, there's no bread, there's no cheese, there's no rice, there's no pasta, there's no dairy, there's nothing. I don't even it's not even like a question in my mind is if I'm going to have them. I just don't have them. And so coffee is one of those things that I love having, and I've been able to incorporate it without any side effects. That's the most important thing, right? So I don't have any symptoms or side effects, and I stop it. I take breaks from it regularly. So every couple of months, I'll take a 10-day or 2-week break from coffee. I don't generally like to be so dependent on something. So I took a break from it in May for a whole month because I did a juice cleanse in May, just juices. I did a 28-day juice cleanse in May, got rid of coffee completely. September, I got rid of it for 10 days. October, I got rid of it I took a 1-week break. Probably I'll do it again in January after the holidays. Like I just give my body breaks from it. But my day-to-day is a juice in the morning, depending on the weather. If it's cold, I always have a juice in the morning, but then the rest of the day is cooked vegetables or soups, potatoes, broccoli, mushrooms, and salmon. And then some days I just have vegetables without any protein at dinner time.
You were just saying that at dinner you have protein. This is animal protein or what kind of protein?
I don't actually, believe it or not, my body doesn't do well with any kind of plant protein. So I don't eat beans or lentils or any kind of legumes. Like my body refuses, so I don't have any of those. So when I eat protein, it's animal protein. It's usually salmon, fish, or meat. Not a lot of meat because it gives me night sweats.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, who would like to go next? I mean, a lot of you shared here in the Q&A. Does that mean you're not going to verbally share? You want me just to read? Is that what that means? All right, so Rania, we already said that. Mary Ann, the impact of celery juice is eye-opening and a game changer. Yes, I mean, who would have thought something as simple as celery? Lemon water elixir, start and end of the day. Yes. Fats only in the afternoon. Yes. Oh la la, I'm being conscious of the critter brain. This is the most important, and learning how to integrate into lifestyle. Yeah, because like I always tell you, like you can have the best plan, you can have the best, you have the food, you have the ingredients, you have everything. But if your brain is not on board, if you are not consciously training your brain to catch those thoughts that don't serve you, you might have the most beautiful fridge with all the best ingredients. It's not going to work, or it's just going to work using willpower. But in order for you to be completely in your element and completely where it's second nature, your brain has to be turned on that this is how you're going to live. The critter brain has to be your partner in this. It cannot be thinking something and you're trying to do something else. You need to get it on board to what you need. So yeah, incredible. Thank you, Marianne, for that. Fats only in the afternoon. Yeah, fats are not these horrible things. We need certain fats, good fats. The only issue is that our poor livers just can't process them in the morning. So just give them a break in the morning, let them process the best way they can with fruits and vegetables, and then have your fats later on in the day. Manel, my 3 milestones: detoxing my liver, yes, knowing my body capabilities, adding plant-based protein, introducing celery juice, smoothies, and other rich drinks as a breakfast replacement. When you think about the things that you're saying, it's like, well, it just makes like so much sense. But imagine that so many people don't know these basics, right? Like that your liver is one of the most important organs, and that everything that you might be feeling, everything you might be suffering from goes back to this one incredible organ. And it's the key. It's the key to health. You detox your liver, you balance your hormones, you balance your sleep, you balance your moods, you balance your digestion, all of it. And then that leads you to knowing what your body's capable of. Like we're so out of tune and programmed to be out of tune that we always have to outsource our health. Like we're never given that knowledge or that power to understand what our bodies are capable of and how we are part of that process of what our bodies are capable of. So this is so important. Thank you, Manel, for sharing that. Rania, breakthrough and lesson. Gaining weight comes from deprivation, not just overeating. Oh, I love that one. Yes. Relationships are like food. Don't deprive yourself so you don't end up eating junk. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm going to have to copy that one. Hang on, Rania. That's a really good one. Yes, relationships are like, that's a really good one.
Yeah, this was a great breakthrough for me.
Yes. If you deprive yourself, what are you going to end up taking? Anything, right? Don't want to do that.
Yeah.
You have much higher value for yourself and I think it was in my last group, one of the ladies said, she said, not every food deserves to be in my stomach. One of the ladies in the October round said this. And it's the same thing. Like, not every single person deserves to have access to you in the same way, right? Not every person deserves to be in your life. Not every food deserves to be in your stomach. I love it.
Yes.
My
My
Sorry,
daughter
can you
used to
repeat?
say,
Can you repeat what was said? I wanted to capture that.
she said, Rania said that relationships are like food. Don't deprive yourself so you don't end up eating junk. Is it that part, Marianne? Who was asking me to repeat?
Marianne.
Yeah, was it that part or what my client said last month? Not every food deserves to be in my stomach.
Oh, okay, that I like.
Yeah,
that
not
I like.
every food deserves to be in my stomach. Then Rania says her wins are less headaches and sinus problems, soft skin, better gut health. So the better gut health is what's going to give you the soft skin. It's what's going to give you the less headaches and sinus problems. Better gut health is a happier liver, basically, the core of it all. Thank you, Rania. Thank you so much.
thank you. Thank you, Dana, so much. Thank you.
You're welcome. Manel, introducing us to different ways of extracting calcium and proteins than the traditional ways. Yes, hibiscus and the sleeping routine. Yes, I mean, especially with calcium, like the hype around we need calcium, we need calcium, we need protein, and leaving out completely all the other vitamins and minerals that we need, right? Like all the things that you get from fruits and vegetables, and ignoring the fact that the source of calcium is greens. Like, where do the cows get their calcium? The cows that we think we need to eat to get the calcium, they get it from greens. So always be exploring, always be questioning. Thank you, Manel. Angie. Biggest win, being in control of my health, learning more about nutrition, going back to eating more vegetables and fruits, and finding out my best way of eating which protein, vegetables, and protein, am I seeing something, not reading? Which protein, vegetables, protein, learning how everything we use and apply and ingest affects our body and health. Going back to the kitchen, almost all sugar cravings disappeared. Going back to the kitchen, that's a key one, right? Because we've just been, again, all that messaging, all that programming that cooking takes time. You don't have time to cook as a busy modern woman. Cooking is boring. Cooking is difficult. And then subtle messages that you might not even be paying attention to, but whenever you see things like how to make dinner in 10 minutes, or here's a 5-minute easy recipe, or how to make a full meal in 30 minutes, like all these things that get you to avoid as much as you can the kitchen, or just spend as little time as you can in the kitchen. But going back to nature needs you to get back into the kitchen, right? And like by sort of steering us away from the kitchen and making us feel like it's such a 50s, 1950s, a sort of sexual politics, connotation that you're just a housewife sitting at home and doing nothing but cooking, and this is a bad thing. It has steered us away from one of the most important skills that we need to have as human beings, not just as women, right? And it has steered us away from creating natural nutrition for ourselves and for our families. They basically have steered us very much into the direction of convenience. Like, you're too busy, you're too important, you're too stressed, you don't have time to spend time in the kitchen, which is, one of the most important things that you can do here. We'll just take convenience instead. We'll give you the packaged food, we'll give you the ready-made foods, we'll give you the things you can just order, the fast foods, because you don't have time. We all know that time is just about management. We all have the same 24 hours a day. It's how you manage your time. If you are spending an hour on Facebook a day or an hour on social media a day, you have time for the kitchen, or anything else, actually, for that matter, that you need to do. You're just not prioritizing your time. So thank you for reminding us about that, Angie. Getting back into the kitchen, so key. And almost all sugar cravings disappeared. How many women would love to be able to say that? Thank you, Angie. Nihed, how are we going to proceed next? So I don't know if you heard my answer to Lubna. You can either join the January program because December I'm off. So you can join the January program or any other program that comes up through the year. You can hop on and off as you need. Dina, nuts can be in clean eating. Yes, as long as you don't have a reaction to them. I can have potatoes grilled every day. Yes, you can. Ideal number of days to have protein in a week. This will differ. This is not it's not a standard answer. So I can't tell you that. Like, I know that for me, I can do protein. It kind of happens in cycles for me. Like, I can go for 2 weeks having some kind of protein, animal protein every day, but then there's like a week or 10 days, I don't want anything. So I don't have it at all. I know that having red meat gives me night sweats, but having fish works fine for me, even if I have it every day. So you need to figure out that ratio for yourself. Rania, I already wake up at 5 a.m. and don't sleep late at night. How important is the timing and portion of the meals? The most important thing with meals would have to be not eating 3 or 4 hours before bed. That's key, because if your body and your liver are still digesting when you sleep, you won't be able to sleep well, and the liver can't regenerate, can't heal while you sleep. And then I would say in the morning, it's important to, within an hour of waking up, to give your, again, for the liver, to give it the foods that help get it started for the day. And then don't go for more than 2.5 hours without a little something, a date, an apple, something like that. And the portions, by this time, you understand the portions that work for you. It's key to keep the vegetables, especially if you're still experiencing a lot of hormonal symptoms, up your intake of vegetables. Nihed, when could we gain weight? So if you go back to eating the bread, the pasta, the cheese, the junk food, for some of you, even the coffee, it might trigger weight gain. So yeah, if you go back to any of those, and so basically if you go back to re-inflaming the body, so you've detoxed the body, if you go back to retoxing the body, then you're going to see an uptake of inflammation, and weight gain is just inflammation, and then you're going to see weight gain. Dina, what is the best way to drink hibiscus if I have high blood pressure and on medication? The same way that you're doing it, Dina, same exact way. Nothing for you to change. Have it in the evening. Nuran, cooking does take time. It does, but you start to learn tricks, right? You start to, first of all, figure out the meals that you prefer. So it's like you don't have to do like a lot of different meals. You can have a few meals that are basically on rotation, and then you sort of learn tricks to save you time in the kitchen. But you only learn those as you're in the kitchen, like as you do it. Like the first time you do it and spend time in the kitchen is not the same as the 50th time you're in the kitchen, right? It gets faster, it gets easier. Lubna, yes, exactly. It's as if cooking is demeaning and below you and you have to, exactly. Thank you, Lubna. Nuran, I had read earlier that refined sugar can have a negative effect on mental health for some people. Yes, it can. All refined sugar can. And that means the white stuff you put in tea or coffee, or the foods that turn into refined sugar. So bread, pasta, processed foods, desserts, cakes, cookies, cereals, all of those. At the end of October and start of November were very stressful and heavy for me. I had a very hard time enjoying anything around me. And the third day of detox, my energy is so much better. And it's as if someone switched my happy switch on. Yes, I'm very thankful. So what happens when you eat the refined sugars, the processed foods, the junk, is your serotonin, which is your happy hormone, one of your happy hormones, is 80 to 90% of that is produced inside your digestive system. It's not in your brain. It's not a brain imbalance when you're tired or depressed or anxious. There is an imbalance happening in the gut. There is something happening in the brain also, but for the happy hormones, 80 to 90% of those are produced inside your gut. So if your gut is imbalanced, and if your gut is overburdened and your gut is not functioning optimally, it literally can't produce the sufficient amounts of serotonin that you need to keep you in a good mood, to keep you happy, to lessen anxiety. So as soon as you remove those obstacles in the digestive system, and there's like a factory in there, and it can start to produce your serotonin more efficiently, it is literally like a happy switch. You just remove the stuff, give the digestive system, it's like, oh, here we go. Now we can start pumping out serotonin properly and you feel better. So amazing. Thank you, Nuran. Nuran, also learning about the critter brain and the thought model helped me. Oh shit, yes, right? That thought model, like you literally can't blame anybody for anything anymore. It's one of those, like a tough pill to take. It's a tough lesson, but the flip side of that is how empowered you are in every single reaction, every single feeling you have from now on. Lubna, can we substitute sugar with pure honey? Yes, please do. You want to use raw honey as often as you can, and that is definitely your substitute. Honey is anti-inflammatory, antifungal, antihistaminic, all the antis that you can think of. Incredible benefits with honey. All right, ladies, have I got everybody? Anybody else want to share their 3 lessons, takeaways, wins with me? Rania, olives are great. Olives are great. Leave them for after 12, but olives are wonderful. Make sure that I've got it all here. All right, ladies. Is that it for us? No more questions. A few ladies that just came on, I just saw here. Rasha, go ahead.
Hi, Dana.
Hi, Rasha, how are you?
How are you? I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm really good. Thank you.
I'm feeling emotional that today's the last day. I feel like I'm gonna be lost.
You're not gonna be lost. You know, anybody who's feeling this, you have done all this work on your own. Like we may have had this group together. We have the sessions in 1 hour a day, but the rest of the day, all of you have been independent in this process. You're the ones who are at home, you are in your kitchen, you are seeing other people eat other food and still focusing on your health. So you don't let your critter brain, right, in any way, shape, or form try to convince you that you can't do this without support, or that you're going to be lost without support. You have already switched and changed and transformed the way you think and the way you eat. You guys can go and teach people. Let's put it that way. Every single one of you right now can go. You can. You definitely can. Don't belittle how much
I'm finding so much criticism.
You will
at home.
Yes.
This group is just my support system, and it's crazy working. And when are you going to be finished with this? What are you doing? You look so tired. You lost so much weight. So
yeah. I mean, let me tell you something. Even if this group was ongoing, I mean, we were here together December, like even if we're together 24/7, that's not going to change the criticism you're going to get. So this is something that we all, I mean, it's a constant, like I still get it. It's a constant, it's work in progress all the time, because here's what's going to happen. At some point, they're just going to accept that this is your new way. They're going to get bored. Let's put it this. They're going to get bored. They're going to get tired of the criticism. It's going to be like, oh, right, this is just how she's going to be. And then what happens is when you change how you eat, and when it really does become your new normal, and when you see this new version of yourself and you see all these different possibilities for yourself, like this is why we're doing this, ladies. Yes, we want to heal. Yes, we want to be pain-free, symptom-free, all of it. But ultimately, it's about completely changing your quality of life. So the next step that's going to happen for all of you, if you continue, and as you continue down this journey, is you're going to see all these like different possibilities for your life present themselves to you that maybe you presented themselves to you before, but you ignored, maybe hadn't, just because of the brain fog and you just being in your body that's not keeping up with you. So you're going to see yourself in a new light. You're going to see a different version of yourself. You're going to want to do things differently away from the food. And then that's going to elicit more criticism from everybody around you, this new version of you. And as you continue to do this, you're going to keep digging deeper within yourself. You're going to need to say things maybe that you never said before. You're going to say no when you really mean no, instead of saying no when you mean yes, or saying yes when you mean no. Like your personality is going to shift as you get stronger and stronger. And as you keep doing that, you're going to keep finding resistance, and you're going to find people trying to sabotage you, and you're going to find people criticizing you. Like, this is just the beginning. Let's put it that way. It's just the beginning of people not understanding this new version of you. So this is where the
It's so amazing how it's so how your brain is very related to that, because like you're saying, I'm starting to become a new version of myself. Like, are you gonna do this all this time? Yeah. Do you have a problem with that? Before that, I wasn't like that. I was like, no, it's just for a few days, and I have to explain and everything. But now it's different, and I'm just experiencing a different version of me, like I said, and it's kind of, surprising for me.
Surprising. It's surprising. It's never just about the food. The food is just the first step. Like, the food is just your stepping stone.
Yes.
Into what is to come. It's just like the one level that you need to understand and get really good at, that just then literally opens up everything for you. Everything. So people get to criticize. That's also part of the growth, is understanding and accepting that people get to think what they want to think. They get to criticize what they want to criticize. It's called free will. That's why you have free will to also believe and follow what you want to feel and follow and become. So we just, we look at that with empathy. We look at that with kindness, and just allow it. This is what you believe. This is what you want to think. Go ahead. You feel that somebody's open to a conversation, or if somebody literally comes and asks you for advice, this is where you can make a difference. But to the people who are constantly criticizing, putting you down, mocking you, like, one of my favorite phrases is know your audience, right? They're not the ones for you.
Okay, Dana, I want to tell you what my wins for this. One of my wins is that I was always very scared to try some kind of foods. Like I told you, broccoli was one. I love broccoli, but I used to look at the broccoli and want to eat it so much and be so scared of the consequences. And I did have consequences in the beginning. At the beginning, when I used to eat them, it was, the first few days was really bad.
Yep.
And then I'm eating broccoli every day now. Yep. So it's kind of encouraging me to eat foods that are healthy, but that I had a predisposed opinion that if I eat these foods, I'm just gonna go so crazy. This is one of the things, and I'm still experimenting with the garlic because I want to eat garlic, but I just had such a bad reaction. And now that you're saying, I think I'm not fully healed yet. I think it's taking me a much longer time to heal, because I still have bouts of diarrhea and gas and stuff like that still in the morning. It just worries me sometimes when I'm going to places where it's a bit far, and I get the urge when I'm in the car, and it does happen. Yeah. I'm still not in control of that yet. Yes. I think it's going to take some time for me to be in control of that. Another thing is that I wasn't really aware of the fact that there are like cravings that can be emotional and physical. I didn't know the difference between these two. And when you were saying that it takes 5 days just for the cravings to go away, and then if you are feeling craving, it's emotional, it just opened up so many things for me that I wasn't thinking of before. So that was an eye-opener to me about emotional and physical craving. The third thing is that I didn't think I can prepare my lunch so quickly and just stir fry the vegetables and put the broccoli and mushroom and asparagus, and 10 minutes it's so nice and fresh, and it's just I'm loving my vegetables. I'm loving them.
Amazing.
It's crazy. Yeah. So this is the third thing I wanted to say. I'm sure there are so many other things that I can't think of. I'm just emotional that we're leaving you and you're taking time off, and I'm still experimenting. I'm a very, very emotional person, extremely, and I'm very comfort zone person. So I'm just having, I think I'm having these, withdrawal symptoms of you going over.
Let me just, comfort you as much as I can that will be available until December 15th when I officially take my time off. So you still have opportunities to get support, to get your questions answered. And then, there's always January, there's always next year, but I want you all to really tap into and just remind yourself of how much you have done. I was here to support you and guide you and hold space for you, but you have done it all. At the end of the day, I was just sitting here like giving out the instructions, but you went and implemented. So this is very, very powerful. You know so much. You have taken your body physically, mentally, and emotionally to such incredible new levels of healing and of awareness. You're all going to be you're going to be fine. Let's put it that way. You're all already fine, and you have each other. I know you guys have another little group to support each other. So like as you go through the holidays, as you go through the next few weeks, there's going to be some ups and downs. Let me give you a heads up. During holidays, that's what happens. Doesn't mean that anything is wrong. Doesn't mean it's because you don't have support. Doesn't mean that you're messing up. Doesn't mean any of that. It just means it's a holiday. That's all. So take it easy, relax, remind yourself that you know a lot, remind yourself that you have changed a lot, and that you do have support when and if you need it, always, except for the few weeks in December when I'm off. But other than that, everybody is just a message away or a WhatsApp away. Like you have somebody, whether it's me or any of the ladies in the group, because you all know so much and you've all learned the basics, but each one of you has also taken the learning and made it her own. And you can see that from the way you all answer the posts and how you all answer each other. You've taken your thinking to a different way. You're analyzing to a different way. So somebody's going to be there to help you for sure.
Thank you, Dana, so much. I just have one short question. Yesterday I had potato soup, and after I had the potato soup, I was so sleepy. I felt sleepy and like tired. And so does this have to do, but I eat potatoes. I have no problem with eating potatoes. Does this have to do with the potato soup, or does this have to do with the coconut milk inside the potato soup? Or
was it the first time?
I had almonds too yesterday.
Oh, okay. So you had, was it the first time you do coconut milk in a while?
I had coconut milk in the carrot ginger soup at the beginning of my first 9-day detox, not my second one, my first one, and nothing happened.
Okay. Coconut milk can do that. And the nuts can also do that. Either one of those could have made you sleep.
Okay. And for coconut milk, you say it's don't start your day with something that has fat. Does coconut have fat? Coconut milk?
Coconut is a fat. It's an incredible fat. It's a really, really good fat, but it's still a fat. It's like avocados. It's a good fat. Keep it till later.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Dana. I hope you have an amazing holiday and stay safe.
Thank you.
And it was really amazing. Thank you so much. And I wish you the best of luck and wish us luck too. And please keep in touch, please.
I am here. Like I said, you need to reach out. You have a question, please don't hesitate. Not just because you're not in a program doesn't mean that I'm not here to help you. But thank you, Rasha.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Dana.
You're welcome. Lubna, you have another question for me, or
yes, I have several questions and a comment.
Okay.
My question is, are legumes inflammatory? I'm trying a chickpea recipe for sourdough. Will that be okay?
Mm-hmm.
And my friend makes lentils and chickpea as well as flaxseed baladi bread, but she uses yeast. So my question is about all these breads.
Yeah, generally, yes, the legumes are and could be very inflammatory for some people. That's why we remove them. So you need to see, like for me, they don't work. I mean, I can have hummus, like that's like if I have a cheat meal, I don't like the word cheat meal. That's what I use as a cheat meal. Like I have, shishto with hummus. But you need to see, generally, these are, because they contain phytic acid, all legumes contain phytic acid, which is that's lentils, chickpeas, fool, all of these legumes, they contain phytic acid, and phytic acid, we call it an anti-nutrient. So the more you consume these foods, the more you're raising the chance of your body. What phytic acid does is gets in the way of your body being able to absorb nutrients from other foods. So it's not, they're not something that I would ever recommend you eat on a regular basis. So if you're going to make the chickpea bread, or your friend is making this bread, it's not something, just because it's made with lentils or chickpea flour, it's not something to eat every single day. It is still a processed food. It's processed with different ingredients, but it's still a processed food. It is still very, very low in nutrients. It's still, dry, dead and dumb processed food. It's not made with wheat, but it's made with lentil flour, chickpea flour, whatever. So you're not going to have the negative effects of gluten, let's say, or you're not going to have the negative effects of wheat. It might not spike inflammation in your body the same way that wheat does, but it's not something that is something you would eat on a daily basis. It's not going to benefit your body. And it's one of those things where if you eat a little bit every single day, it's got a negative cumulative effect. So if you feel like having a piece of bread once a month, twice a month, then that would be the way to have it with one of these. Yes. And even if it's got a little bit of yeast in it, because you're not having it every single day, it's okay.
So what about flaxseed bread?
Flaxseed would be better. Flax seeds, any of the seeds, flax seeds, pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, they're definitely a level up, a step up from the beans and legumes, and they're easier on the digestive system. Yes.
Okay. My last comment. One of my friends told me, I give you 1 week only, and then you're back to your regular.
Why do people do this?
Yeah, I have no clue. She said, I give you 1 week. 1 week and you'll be back. Yeah. You'll be back on your knees.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
This is you're putting a mirror up to her insecurities, right? With all of you. And one of the reasons you get all these criticisms is because you're reminding people of what they can't do. You're showing courage, even if you are going to backtrack sometimes, and you will. But you have shown courage. You have shown that you are ready to completely move out of your comfort zone. You're ready to completely move beyond what 99.9% of everybody around you is doing. And this scares people around you, because literally you're putting a mirror up to her lack of courage, right? Her lack of ability to take action, her lack of ability to move out of her comfort zone, her lack of ability to move, to not conform. You might not see it, but that's what she's seeing. It's not just that you're not eating gluten, you're not eating sugar. You are showing this incredible courage to go against literally everything that you've known your entire life, everything that everybody around you has done. And this scares people. And it also scares people because when you get to this new version of yourself, they're not sure they're going to know how to interact with this new version of you. Like, she's used to you in a certain way that keeps her comfortable. She's used to you going out with her and having coffee and eating cake and eating bread and eating cheese. This keeps her in her comfort zone. Now she's not going to necessarily know, like, how do I deal with Lubna now? Like, she's different. But she's like, you've gone up here and she's still down here. So this is where I say, empathize with everybody, be thoughtful of where they're coming from. It might seem that they're criticizing you. It has nothing to do with you. It is all about their own insecurities coming out. So that requires us, now that you have reached a different level of awareness and consciousness, requires you to to empathize, to allow her to feel that, to not feel threatened by that, to not feel triggered by that, and to just remind yourself that everybody gets to feel what they want to feel.
Totally. I took it as a joke. I mean, we laughed about it, and I just like, I took it in my stride. It's
Yeah.
not going to stop me for sure. And it will not dissuade her, because I tried so hard to have her join the group and join the program, but she said, no, I can't do it. Right from the start, she said, I cannot do it and I won't do it. So it's a matter of choice, as you said.
It's a
Thank
matter
you.
of choice, and I don't know how many of you, but there's a lot of women who join the program and they tell me, you know, then I've been following you for 5 years. And I just was able to join your program now. It is a big change. And you're talking about, and even if you understand it philosophically, right, applying it is a whole different story. So you might be convinced of it. And I know that many women who join my program and they're following me because they tell me, I believe you, I understand. Yes, I have to. I'm sick. I have all these symptoms. But they don't understand that their critter brain is holding them back. And just the fear of the application of it is a whole other level. And they don't quite understand that it's also an addiction speaking. Right? It's all of this is a deep-rooted addiction. So it can take time for some people. So the best that we can do is, like I said, know your audience. If you see that somebody is open and willing, by all means, you know, there's that ripple effect I talked about. By all means, engage them. Offer information, whatever it is that you might feel might help them. But beyond that, all you can do is just set an example. Take care of yourself and set an example.
I have a question from some of the ladies.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm asking on their behalf and mine.
Yeah.
Since we're oldies, do we get a discount for the next program?
What you do is you get the same price. So if you decide to choose to join in January, because the price has gone up a little bit. So if you decide to join, you email me. So don't use the automated link. You email me and you get to keep the price that you have had that you joined with. That's what you get.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hang on, a whole bunch of questions here. Angie, by the way, I dreamt of you last night. We were in my kitchen. You dreamt of me? We were in your kitchen eating dates? Okay. Manel, detox drink from Royal, is it okay? I need to see the ingredients on that, Manel, please. I don't know it. Lubna, we answered that. Nuran, how do we deal food that seems like we're addicted to? Like some food is more of an emotional attachment. How do we deal with it and get rid of this attachment? Well, you've already gotten rid of the physical addiction. That's it. By this point in the program, you've gotten rid of, even if it doesn't feel like it yet, but physically, the biochemical addiction right now is done. So if that's sugar, if that's caffeine, those are the main ones, sugar and caffeine, right? So by now, your body is not the one that's physically calling out for these foods. That's it. You've gotten the sugar and the caffeine out of your system. Whatever you feel is an addiction, there's an emotional attachment there. So what you're looking at now, Nuran, is an emotional attachment. So usually, emotionally, we choose foods because we go through, whenever we're faced with an uncomfortable emotion that we don't want to deal with, we use food to remove the discomfort of that emotion. So whenever you feel tired or bored or sad or lonely or angry or resentful, whatever emotion maybe you just haven't been taught how to deal with, we use food to suppress that emotion. So you need to think about the situations that trigger this emotion for you. What is happening in your life that makes you feel sad? Or who is in your life that triggers you to be sad or angry or lonely or resentful? Because we don't want to feel because it's not comfortable when we're sad. Like it's a horrible feeling when you're sad. It's a horrible feeling when you're lonely. It's horrible feeling angry or resentful. And either we don't want to be in that feeling in the moment, or we're afraid that if we express that emotion, the people in front of us might not accept us expressing that emotion. You might be worried about if you express anger, you might feel rejection. If you express sadness or anger or resentfulness, you know, you might be ignored. So we're worried about the emotion. We're also worried about the consequences of expressing our emotion. It's all a lot of discomfort. So in order to get rid of that discomfort, because we just haven't learned how to deal with it in a healthy way, we use food to suppress it. So it becomes a habit, and you create those neural pathways in your brain. You automatically connected with, when I'm sad and angry or resentful, I go and have my cookie, it makes me feel better. Or when I'm angry and bored and tired, I go and have my chips and they make me feel better. So it relieves that discomfort in the moment, but it doesn't it doesn't get to the root of the problem or solve the problem. So you just stay in that pattern. So the first thing to recognize is, even if you want to make a list, Nuran, of what are the situations in my life or the people in my life where I have these emotions that I just don't want to have. Because that's all you're doing with food. You're just suppressing that emotion. You don't want to deal with that emotion. The other thing is, when you feel that emotion, the next time you feel sad, angry, lonely, tired, resentful, whatever it is for you, sit with it. Sit with it. We don't want to sit with uncomfortable feelings. We don't want to. We want to just get rid of it as fast as possible. Sit with it. Sit with it for half an hour. Sit with it for an hour. Whether you need to cry it out, whether you need to journal it out, whether you need to like yell in your pillow, whatever it is, instead of trying to push that emotion down, sit with it. Let it completely go through you. Because emotions, just like physical symptoms, emotions are the way your body communicates with you about a different type of toxin in your life that you need to deal with. All right. Angie, in the healing broth, can you use mushrooms instead of shiitake? Yes, any type of mushrooms, Angie. Manad, in today's email, different than the clean eating guide. Yeah, I gave you a few more recipe guides just so you have variety, but they're more or less like the clean eating guide. Yes. Dina, I stopped coffee for the first time ever. This is unbelievable to me. My kids don't believe it. I love to cook with grass-fed butter and ghee, what I learned from keto. Wow, I never liked apples, really. And all of a sudden I find myself eating 3. That's a win to me too. Thank you so much for all the fruits you let me eat. I'm a fruit lover. How long after a meal can we take fruit? Because I go home 8:30 p.m. and until I have dinner, it's like 9:30. Yes, fruits. They're the healing foods. The reason people get sick is because they don't eat enough fruits and eat too much of all the other foods. So eat as much fruits as you want, please. The only thing with fruits though, and the only reason for this is because our digestive systems are compromised. People thousands of years ago used to eat the protein with the fruit, with everything. The reason we have to pay attention to timing now is because we have compromised digestive systems. So fruit has a different digestive time in your system than animal protein. These are the 2 big ones that ideally shouldn't be mixed, because protein takes about 3 or 4 hours to be digested. Protein takes the longest time in your digestive tract. It also requires the most energy inside your digestive tract. Fruits go through in 30 minutes. So if you have a meal with animal protein, you want to make sure that fruits are either 30 minutes before, so they've gone through before the animal protein comes in, or you wait 3 or 4 hours for your body to digest the animal protein, and then you have the fruit. If you have the fruit right after the animal protein, it gets stuck because the animal protein is still in there. So the fruit can't continue its journey. It gets stuck with the animal protein and it ferments inside with the animal protein. And then this can cause headaches, it can cause fatigue, it can cause constipation. So either 30 minutes before, and so they only have to worry about fruits with animal protein, really not with anything else. So 30 minutes before animal protein or 3 to 4 hours after animal protein. All right. Okay. Anybody else have any final questions or comments? Anything to share before we wrap up? I'm going to share in tomorrow's email, you will get a link so you can have access to all of these videos. You also get a replay of this video, but you'll have a link. So please save it, either save the email or save that link somewhere so that you can go back and rewatch, or if you missed any of these, go back and watch the ones you've missed. obviously all the emails you have access to because they're your inbox, inside your inbox, and then the group closes on Sunday. So if you have last minute questions between today and Sunday, if you want to go in and download anything, copy paste anything, please do that by Sunday. It is always bittersweet coming to the end of a program. I feel like I've done my job, but I also feel like incredible gratitude for all of you for being here, for taking that step that you can see so many people simply can't yet or don't want to and might not ever, but you have, and you choosing to come and take this step with me is something I don't ever take lightly. So thank you so much for letting me have a front seat to your journey, allowing me to be a part of your healing journey. Thank you so much to every single one of you. I'm here for you. Like I said, this is not the end of our relationship. It is not the end of our journey together. I hope and pray for you all to have the incredible health, God-given health that we all is our right, and we deserve it all. And I hope to see you all again January, February, whenever you feel like you need to come back into this community. I'm here for you, and have a wonderful, wonderful Christmas, New Year, Happy New Year. And I love you all. Bye, ladies.